If you didn't catch the first part of my first hunt in Ohio with a bow, go check it out. I had an encounter with an absolute monster Ohio buck. Ended up naming this deer the Candyman. Go check that out. Great first hunt. Look at that beast. Anyway, we're going into the day 2 in this video. The wind is different. I can't hunt that stand, so I'm going to go to a completely different spot 15 miles away. All right, well, it's 5:20 in the morning. Sunrise is 7:15, so we're trying to get out there a good hour before sunrise or even the shooting light. But I'm excited. Candyland's what I call where we hunted last night. That's what my buddy Chris calls it. That's what I'm going to call it. It's for sure Candyland. That camera been firing pretty good most of the night. I mean, it's been kind of slow the last couple hours, I think, because the deer are all the way out in the middle of the ag fields feeding. But that great big buck that kind of outsmarted us, he showed up on there, and he's actually a 7-pointer with a couple of really big eye guards, one really tall, and then the other side's all trashy with extra kickers and stuff, just like I kind of saw with my binoculars. Big old bodied deer, 100% shooter all day long. I don't even think the camera's doing justice just how big of a body that deer is. I think that deer is between 250 and 300 pounds for sure. And anyway, I don't got the right wind to go back to there. It's really hard, but it's kind of easy because I let it rest for a day. That camera's about to die because I have it on 15-second videos. I don't know how much more pictures I'm going to get from there because of that, but the next 2 days are going to be fantastic wind. I literally the perfect cold weather, light variable winds, but the wind is going to be out of the perfect direction for that stand. I need it to be northeast to be perfect, and it's going to be northeast and east, which is great too. I'm going to sit there all day long Saturday and Sunday, but this morning
continue straight.
It could totally happen this morning.
Continue onto East Court Street.
Going over to the main lodge area and don't have a cell camera right there where that feeder is in that corner, and we put that Megalo out there, so don't have a camera there, but
Use
I did
the right lane to
so I don't have a clue.
East
So it's
Court
kind of
Street.
fun, the unknown. And so let's get in the stand. Let's go see what this looks like. It's gonna be windy today. Okay, it's just breaking light here. I scared a couple of deer walking in, but we got a little buck. We got a little buck right over here, making his way to us. He should get over here. Get close enough to get some video of him. Dead still, no wind at all. So, and this tree stand squeaks a little bit, which ain't good. See if I can get some video of this buck for you. Okay, so I just saw a pretty nice buck on the other side of this cut cornfield. He was working the edge, and he started to dip in, so I grabbed my rattle bag and hit him. And I don't know, I didn't see him come back out, so I don't know if it's gonna work or not. But he was, I'd like to get another look at him. He was a decent buck, and he was right there by that tower blind over there. So maybe I'll poke his head back out. Just me and Ricky here. This thing, he's obsessed with me. He just wants to know what I am, what I'm about. Yeah, he's pretty cute. Miranda named him Ricky. I sent her a video. She said he's Ricky Martin. I don't know why. But that's Ricky. Alright, so getting down. It's getting close to 11 o'clock. Hadn't seen nothing since that buck went in the woods. And just me and old Ricky up there. I think that was really cool this morning. I got that snort wheeze, that buck snort wheeze and grunting. That was really exciting. I love hearing those deer be vocal. But my camera, I don't know if I didn't turn it on or what, but it didn't have no pictures on it, so that's unfortunate. Because that buck was standing there in front of it this morning, so I don't think I got it turned on or it turned off on me or something. But I'm gonna go get a bite to eat, and then my camera over there at the Candyland, batteries are about dead, so I'm gonna go there and put some batteries in it, and then just get out of there and try to figure out where I'm gonna sit this afternoon. I may sit on the other side of this block of woods. It seems like the deer might be using the backside. Might be a food source over there. They seem to be preferring, but that's the plan for this evening. It's November 10th. So the place that I'm getting to hunt here is run by my good buddy Chris Meyer, and he does something really cool every single deer season where he collects a lot of money from archery season and rifle season for a few hunts, just a handful of hunts that he sells. He takes all that money and he takes these veterans that suffer from PTSD and other afflictions that you get for serving our country, whether it be suicide, depression, alcoholism, addicted to drugs, all that. He takes these guys that are struggling and he provides them everything. Hunting clothes, guns, everything that they'd ever need to come out, and he puts them in those, you saw that big box blind that I walked by. He takes them and they have little heaters. And like country music artists, Daryl Worley and MMA fighters, Randy Couture, they come and they sit with these guys that served our country, and they take them on these awesome hunts. And these are some of the photos of those successful hunts with those guys. So it's really cool what Chris does every year, and I'm just appreciative of his friendship and everything that he does for the veterans of this country, this great country that we get to hunt and fish in and do anything we want. So this is just a little shed where he has some of the memorabilia. He unfortunately had the whole cabin burned down, caught fire somehow, and he lost a ton of really cool mounts and pictures and all that, but this is kind of what's left after the fire. 26 inches wide. Yo, well, that should either one of that. Big ones. Got big bases, look at that. Biggest bases are. Man, you ever have that turmoil where like you don't know where to hunt? The wind is right for me to sit where I sat this morning. It's actually perfect. I mean, I've got a little block of woods there where the wind would be blowing into it, but not blowing my scent. And the deer should be comfortable coming out to feed by the feeder and where the corn and the Megalo is. But everything in my gut tells me I need to be on the north side of that woods. And I'd have to walk with the wind not in my favor. Really, it's west right now. It's just blowing. It would be fine.
but I've got to pick a trail. And if I'm not on the right side of the trail, meaning you need to be on the east side of the trail, if I pick the wrong trail, there's hundreds of trails, then I'm going to get busted. It ain't going to work. I also just want to know how those deer are doing that back there. But the wind says I need to stay here. The owner of the property says I should stay here by this feeder. It's hard to go against that when they know. But I am in that pickle. It got really warm, 62, really windy. But it's that time of year these deer are moving. I just don't expect them to move. But they always shock me this time of year when I think they're not going to move. They're like running around in the middle of the day. So I don't know. I'm torn. I may be back in the same tree as I was this morning, but I don't know. I'm having the toughest time. I need to just go hunting. And just flip a quarter or something like that. So anyway, next video you're going to see, I'll be up in a tree or something somewhere here in Ohio. Well, I got back here to the stand I hung, and there was one doe bedded right underneath it, and she ran that way. But I literally just pulled my bow up. I ain't got my quiver off yet. And a doe come running out of the woods. Could be the one I jumped. There's a pretty nice 8-pointer that's chasing her. He's still chasing her across that wide open field. I don't know if he was just pushing her, or I jumped the doe. It ran by him. She went that way though, so I think it's a totally different. That's just a buck chasing a doe, I think. So we made a long walk all the way back here. The wind's a little different than I forecasted. I just cut corn right by her, standing corn right behind me. So let's see what happens. So that little buck just came in from behind me, which means he was in the corn, bedded in the corn, looking for does. The wind's blowing that way. I'm gonna try something. I'm gonna put some doe pee on this drag rag. I'm gonna lower it down with my bow rope and just let it blow in the wind at the base of my tree. I don't know. Might not work. It might get too close, but what I just saw, there might be a big bug in that corn. That might be the only way it can come to me, so I'm gonna try it. shot. It was like 42 yards. He started walking away. I was grunting and everything. He never heard nothing. Then I hit the rattle bag. And he turned and stared forever. I couldn't make any more noise because he was staring at where I was, but he finally decided to turn and start cutting back into the wind. I rattled one more time and he just kind of bounded off. He was done with it. Big old heavy 8-pointer with really tall eye guards. And they had a bunch of points on the eye guards. His eye guards were probably 8 or 10 inches tall. Real heavy. Darn sure a shooter. God, dog, so close. All right, that was a fun evening hunt, no doubt. Didn't know what I was gonna do. Got out of the truck to go to one stand. The wind was blowing a little opposite of what it said it was gonna do. It had a southerly to it, which is gonna not be good. So it made me change my mind, and I walked almost a mile back to that stand I hung a couple of days ago. The camera wasn't showing anything back there, but my gut just told me it's got to be going on back there. I wasn't there no time. We seen a buck run a doe out of there. We jumped a doe that was better underneath there. Then that big 8-pointer. I don't know what it is. So far, it seems like about this trip, I am destined to shoot some gnarly, heavy horn coal buck that's an 8-pointer or 7-pointer that has giant eye guards that look like your fingers sticking up, because that guy had the same setup as the one the other day. And I would have happily put an arrow in him, but he got 42 yards in front of me coming right at me. I stopped the camera to get ready to shoot, and he turns and he starts walking broadside, but there's stuff in the way, and he's going down this path, and I shoot it with the rangefinder, 32 yards. I'm like, I'm ready right there. Well, he doesn't take that path. He kind of veers off behind some more stuff, stays about 40 yards away, don't have a shot. He makes his way into that thicket to my left, gets about 56 yards away, and I had my grunt call on my sleeve, and I was blowing on my grunt call. I was snort wheezing at him. That wind was blowing so hard he couldn't hear nothing. I got my can call, he didn't hear that. Finally, he got about 70, 80 yards in the woods, and I grabbed my rattle bag, and I hit those. And dude, he spun on it. He locked up on it, stared for at least 3, 4, 5 minutes, just right at my tree, looking left, looking right at the tree. And I thought I had him. If he would have just seen anything that looked like a deer tail flicker or something, I think he would have came. If I'd had a decoy, I'd have had him. But that wasn't good enough for him. He didn't see anything. It didn't make sense to him. He was just there. He didn't see nothing. So he turned and walked away. And I hit the horns one more time, and he kind of scooted a little bit. But ended up seeing 6 bucks tonight. One right at dark. I didn't get to film. I was about to lower my bow down, and this other little buck walks right underneath me. But good hunt. I'm excited about tomorrow. I'm getting up super early. I'm making 2 sandwiches tonight. I'm sitting in the stand all day tomorrow. I'm going to Candyman, going to where we had that encounter with all the deer and the doe playing in the water. And I'm going to sit there all day long. I'm going to get there at 4:30, 5 in the morning, and it ain't legal shooting light, I don't think, till 6:45. So I'm going to get there super duper early, let it all calm down. And I don't know if the morning hunt's going to be that good. But I'm still going to sit there all day. As long as my phone will keep a charge, I may get down out of the stand and go charge my phone in the truck if I have to. But that's the plan. So tomorrow morning, let's go hunt Candyland.